Coming up, fun with guns, a belated Black Friday gift for you, and of course, more renewable good news. Welcome to Total Nileation, your existential halftime, the podcast that brings you the better stories you should be getting but are not. I am Niles again, aka Optimus Prime. Welcome to the Treehouse. That was a lot of flubs early on. Did you hear that hesitation in the preview in the coming up parts? That was me thinking, do I redo this? And then I was like, nah, I'm human. Everybody's human. It's not going to surprise anybody. And then I flubbed up this intro. Guys, how are you? I hope you're well. I hope everything is all good for you. I am pretty much the same as I was in the last episode because, again, I'm bundling these episodes. I have no idea. You notice I didn't say episode blank because I don't know when I'm going to be putting these out because I'm doing a thing now where I want to eventually start having guests on, and I'm working out what the logistics are going to be for that. I don't know if it's going to be sooner or later. So right now I am banking these episodes so I will have some content for y'all. And hopefully, I won't burn through all of these episodes before I have an actual guest on, because I think that's going to be fun, working out some fun formatting things that I think you will enjoy. Yeah, I hope you're well. I've already said that, but I still mean it. I still mean it like I did 20 seconds ago. Guys, let's just get to it. Let's get to the good news. Why we're here. Right now, for you, our top 8 favorite good news stories from our home office in Finger, Manitoba. Number 8, the International Union for Conservation of Nature launched new evidence-informed guidelines for rewilding, offering a clear and collaborative framework for initiatives worldwide. So that's like just a guideline on how you want to, if you want to resurrect dead land, this is how you do it. This ensures that rewilding will be firmly embedded in the global conservation policy in a way that's inclusive, evidence-based, and forward-looking. Evidence-based being rewilding is like a bold, pragmatic approach that aims to restore healthy, self-sustaining ecosystems by reinstating natural communities and processes. That means giving more power to the people who were there first. That's a pretty way of saying that, because they knew what the fuck they were doing. Do you know what I mean? Like when all of the colonizers arrived in North America, you'll notice none of their journal entries had like any thoughts on, geez, I need to rewild this place. Probably a few entries on, geez, I need to de-wild this place. The new guidelines provide a very healthy attitude, by the way. The new guidelines provide a hopeful and necessary step towards thriving landscapes where people and nature flourish together. That would be nice. I'm not only excited about nature flourishing, but also me flourishing. That would be nice. Let's make that happen this year. So the framework is rooted in science and informed by the lived realities of communities, making it adaptable to diverse environmental and cultural contexts globally. And again, this is great news, but to be clear, I am not going camping. I'm not going camping. And nature is beautiful over there. I wish there was a way that we could split the difference. Like if we had like some of those, I think Singapore has like a green, either a section or the entire city is green, where you got like green all over the buildings. That's pretty. I love that. Let's do that. But like straight up camping? And I get it. This is great for the environment. This is great for our nervous systems. Nature is always great. And also, by the way, if you could do that whole thing with the green cities, the extra perk that no one thinks about, just if you need a place to pee, you always have one. Cities always suck for public washrooms, but if you got a green city, there's just green bushes everywhere. Gotta pee, gotta pop a squat. No, not the poo. Let's just number 1, guys. Don't make it weird. Number 7. That was a bit of we move on. Number 7. The UK has become the first major economy to confirm it will issue no more licenses for oil and gas drilling in the North Sea. This is the beginning of the end for oil and gas in the UK. And I would say, for oil and gas everywhere. I mean, that handwriting. Okay. The decision ensures that the UK's policy is aligned with climate science on limiting warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, which is incompatible with new fossil fuel exploration. But let's also be real. New fossil fuel exploration is also incompatible with surviving economically as a nation. Jesus. This feels so weird to me because it feels like we're still debating, like, should we bring horses and buggies back? Guys, it's over. It's over. The Supporting North Sea Future Plan is designed to build a prosperous and sustainable future for the region by focusing on growing clean energy industries. The government is committed to launching the new North Sea Job Service to provide career support and training into sectors like clean energy. So this is, yeah, again, congrats to the UK, but you're just getting out of the VCR game. Congrats, that's great. I wish my country was doing the same. Yeah, that's cool. I have a bunch of little jokey jokes, but we're just gonna move on because they're not that funny. They were funny when I wrote them down, and now I look at them like that's more clever. It's more clever than funny. Number 6. Studies worldwide reveal that agrivoltaics, the practice of intentionally shading crops with solar panels, consistently leads to increased food production by creating a beneficial microclimate. The crop yields increase because the microclimate conserves water and protects plants from excess sun, wind, hail, and soil erosion. Researchers found increased crop yields simultaneously help meet Canada's food and energy needs while reducing fossil fuel reliance and greenhouse gas emissions. New research confirms that the beneficial microclimate created by these solar panels is maintained even when solar panels are not generating any electricity. Agrivoltaics make more food per acre while generating clean energy. So this could also help bring down food prices and support Canadian farmers. Adopting clear agrivoltaic legislation, similar to models in countries like France and Italy, could optimize land use efficiency and provide clarity for farmers and financial backers. Also, I think I figured out a solution for our housing crisis, not to mention our homeless problem. Like, I live in a house of solar panels. Just you think a unhoused person is going to pass up on a solar panel house when they're living in a tent in the park? Let's do it, guys. Am I crazy? I feel like that's a fix. That's a win-win across the board. Like your house, whether you're homeless or not, generates power for the grid. Guys, I fixed it. I fixed it. Where the fuck is my Nobel Prize? I'm going to get that t-shirt. Number 5. This one I low-key hate, but I included it because it was the responsible thing to do. An international study of 86,149 participants. I bet you I was the 150th. Right? I just fucking was like, fuck this, I'm not doing this. Provides strong evidence that speaking multiple language may significantly slow the biological processes of aging. Multilingual individuals were found to experience slower biobehavioral aging compared to monolinguals. Individuals from countries where people commonly speak at least one additional language were 2.17 times less likely to experience accelerated aging. The more languages you speak, by the way, the greater the protection against aging related decline. Because multilingualism engages core brain networks related to attention, memory, and executive control, which may reinforce cognitive resilience throughout life. The findings highlight that multilingualism is an accessible, low-cost, and easily modifiable tool for promoting healthy aging across diverse populations, complementing factors like education and physical activity. The large-scale research advocates for incorporating language learning into public health and educational policies to enhance cognitive resilience and reduce the societal burden of aging. This totally scans, by the way, Because if you're yelling, speak English, that's got to take years off of your life. Doesn't that, like that guy, doesn't he look like he's aging before your eyes rapidly? Um, I don't even think it's the language so much as it is and I don't know it's a lack of language so much as it is like the resentment and insecurity that monolinguists have. Um, and listen, I'm gonna level with you. If you have a problem with that, esta es tu problema, mon pauvre étourdi. I don't, by the way, don't know if I don't know if that's how you say that in Spanish. Mon pauvre étourdi is French. Apparently, I can't say it. That means I got to get back to learning Spanish on Duolingo. They did a thing where they flipped it to chess, and chess is way easier and more fun than learning a language. So, of course, I'm doing chess. So, basically, Duolingo is trying to kill me. Number 4. This one I did for information and spite. New analysis reveals, and some of you already knew this, I think viscerally, down deep, you already knew this. Most deals offered on Black Friday are bogus, with 100% of analyzed offers found to be cheaper or the same price at other times of the year. Instead of participating in hollow consumerism, people can join Buy Nothing Day, an international movement started in Canada to examine the issue of overconsumption. Taking a stand against throwaway culture is possible by getting items repaired at home or by visiting one of the many repair cafes or fixing factories. I like that this started in Canada um, because the way the economy has been going, now instead of saying, oh, I'm broke, you can be like, no, I'm an activist. I am participating in Buy Nothing Day, month, year. Yeah, I did that yesterday. I was going to do groceries, you guys, but no. I decided no. Stick it to the man. Still pretty cool. And now you know. Now you know. That frees up a whole bunch of time for you in November. Is that when Black Friday happens? Just garbage. Number 3. This one's kind of cool and weird. The nonprofit organization Raw Tools, war spelled backwards, has successfully destroyed and repurposed more than 6,000 guns, forging the metal into useful items like garden tools and art. Raw Tools runs the Guns to Gardens buyback program, offering grocery cards in exchange for firearms and using a national network of volunteers and blacksmiths to safely retrieve guns from donors' homes. The program brings together a broad coalition of people, including veterans, police chiefs, grandmothers, and gun owners. Grandmothers was a weird one. To sneak in there. Why not grandfathers? Are they just sitting there like, no? Raw Tools work is shifting the culture by focusing on survivor and community support, healing, conversation, and de-escalation. Families who donate firearms used in suicide often experience a palpable release of tension and can participate in forging the metal into meaningful keepsakes that honor their lost loved ones. The organization demonstrates that every firearm taken out of circulation reduces risk, and every event is a chance to change people and shift culture one community at a time. This is amazing for obvious reasons. I don't have to walk you through this, right? That is beautiful and awesome. But I'm just going to say it. Where are you finding blacksmiths? I think the low key story is they've invented a time machine. Blacksmiths with an S, by the way, not just blacksmith, blacksmiths. That's crazy pants. Where have they been hiding? Is there a portal to Dungeons and Dragons world? We need some answers. Number 2. Atmospheric water generator technology, once limited to science fiction, is now a viable reality that can transform atmospheric vapor into safe, drinkable water. Yeah, I just said those words. Companies like Aquaria are producing AWG units for home use that can produce holy shit, up to 200 gallons of potable water daily. That feels abusive. That feels like you've gone from, oh, I desperately need water to, I'm bored, I'm going to start a pool in this rock quarry. But okay. AWG units can be connected to existing home solar systems to reduce operating costs and generate water using clean energy. The installation of AWG water cooler units in a community facing systemic water issues immediately provides dozens of children and seniors, pardon me, with access to safe drinking water. I don't know why they don't give the water to regular adults, but there it is. I don't know. Are they just doing tequila? Let's move on. Patented AWG units demonstrated their impact by giving 15,000 families in Puerto Rico unlimited free drinking water after Hurricane Maria. The deployment of in Puerto Rico, pardon me, also resulted in substantial cost savings estimated at $300 million by reducing the need to ship in plastic water bottles. By the way, I said Hurricane Maria. There's no reason to assume that the hurricane was Latino. That's a terrible stereotype. Could have been Hurricane Maria. That feels way more like a white woman thing. Being a hurricane, fucking. Not to mention coming into Puerto Rico, throwing shit around, and then just fucking leaving, being like, clean this mess up. Definitely Hurricane Maria. You can email me if you have a problem with that. Number one, the small Catalan. No, let's go back. Hold on. That is a huge fucking story. I just realized I don't even know why this should have been number one. Maybe I should skip this next story because that may have averted the water crisis that everyone has been freaking out about for like 20 plus years. Guys, the nerds are always working. The nerds are always working. Go hug a nerd or feed one or do other sexy things with a nerd. Number one. Not like a Dungeons and Dragons nerd, like one of those fucking left brain nerds. I mean, you can still fuck a Dungeons and Dragons nerd if you want, but yeah, okay, we move on. The small Catalan town of Taradell created a local clean energy cooperative, Taradell Sostenible. Provides cheap renewable energy to more than 100 households. The co-op made its cheap electricity accessible to the poor by lowering the membership fee from 100 euros to just 25. Spain scrapped the sunshine tax in 2018, which is an insane thing to have had. Okay. So scrapping that tax led to a massive, like 17-fold surge in solar rooftop installations. And so Spain's Institute for the Diversification and Saving of Energy is now investing 148 million euros to support 200 community energy projects nationwide. The community-owned model, this is why I bring this up. So it's a community-owned model, and it successfully tackles fuel poverty by providing cheaper, cleaner power and lifting the heavy installation cost burden from lower-cost families, which I think is great. And let's be real, this is going to catch on. I really like the idea of this. And yeah, redundant. Obviously, I like the idea of this, but we need more community co-ops because they're just better, guys. Here's the thing. We're all kind of like-minded people. And like, I feel like the people who are, that guy, the Elon Musks and the Donald Trump, we're all up there. They're never going to be in a community co-op. That's why we need more community co-ops. Just reasonable people making reasonable decisions. That, and it gives us an excuse to get out of the house. Like, how hard is it to make a friend as an adult? So that's the other sneaky perk of a community co-op. Guys, that is the good news for this episode. And you know what's coming up next. It is 20 seconds. 20 seconds of good news. The last one I got 4 out. God damn it. Here we go. Solar technology has led to a new era of vaccine storage in Malawi. Researchers at the University of Texas at Austin have developed a scalable and eco-friendly way of turning biomass like food scraps, branches, and seashells into sorbents that can absorb water from the air and then release with very little heat. According to a report released by the International Labor Organization, wage inequality has decreased since 2000. The number of children working in child labor... are you serious? Sorry, that was very loud. As I was reading that second one, I was like, why did I write this one so long? So that's three. That's three this episode. So there it is, guys. I'm sorry that I hope you really enjoyed number 2 of that 20 seconds of good news story. That is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Apologies if I'm a little scattered, if I was a little messy, but I'm a messy bitch. If you have not rated and or reviewed yet, please do. It apparently helps. I haven't researched that, but that's what everyone tells me. And yes, if you want more good news, extra good news, sign up to my Buy Me a Coffee page. I've now reformatted it. I junked the newsletter, and I'm now just doing a Buy Me a Coffee page. There is a free tier. If you're a little tight on cash, if you want to throw me a bit of cash, buymeacoffee.com/total annihilation is where you can find me. And that is where I will post the extra good news chunks and any extra cool stuff that I can think of. And then that'll be emailed directly to you. I'm sure there's an option for you to just not get that if that's not what you're into. Yeah. So I'm Niles again on all socials. Please feel free to give me a follow if you like. And my Dungeons & Dragons podcast, Comedians and Dungeons Getting Dragons, the Arrested Development of Dungeons & Dragons podcast, comes out next week. Please give that a listen as well. Any questions or comments, totalannihilation@gmail.com. And guys, that is it. That is it. I'm not even going to spike the landing. If you cannot be a shining example, be a terrifying warning. Let's get it on 3, 1, 2, 3.